Alright, come join Kyle, John, and David as they go through what's on their playlist, find out what's everyone's favourite at Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. We have a few segments, to be honest, in and out points, no celebs and the gossip, back in time where we're talking about the big M's, coming attractions, what the queue, quick checks, who'll be laughing, you abundantly. Welcome to Dual Redundancy.
Yes, welcome to Dual Redundancy, the only podcast where you can hear all the latest in television, entertainment news, and box office draft results from two millennials with exactly the same opinions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is...
John Berger. Third one is...
Kyle Bridger. I would say that I am straight to DVD. John is straight to streaming. And our leader can be only in theaters.
Only in theaters.
Only in theaters.
Straight
Theater
to
only.
Betamax.
I was going to say, theaters, I mean, who knows? Especially after some of these box office numbers. That might be the insult of all these, not the straight to...
I know.
I mean, at least I wasn't straight to, what was it, Redbox.
Yeah.
But I will say, here's a quick bone to pick. You say only in theaters. I hate those ads now where it's like only in theaters because obviously they don't want you to think it's going to be going to streaming or something. It's only in theaters. But the way they write it, it's like only in theaters, June 19th. It's like, well, no, it's like June 19th is the opening day, but the way it's like written, it's only in theaters on June 19th. That's it.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting when they try and get more people to the theaters just by declaring it one day. Like you had to watch it like the Seinfeld finale. You can only watch it on this day or you miss it forever.
Well, that's what they do for like those events, don't they? They have it for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like Fathom events.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of box office talk, a lot of movie talk. That is the main meat and potatoes of this week's episode. We are settling up our 8th annual summer box office draft. And then we got some fun quick checks at the end of catching up on things. But yeah, it's our annual draft. It's our 8th one. Back in April, we drafted some movies. Each host gets to pick 3 movies that open wide between May 1st and the first day of fall, Monday, September 22nd. The domestic totals will be added up until that day. So that's very important. Domestic, no international, not the worldwide. It's domestic only. We use random.org. They picked the order, and then we held a snake draft. And if I believe I got the order right, John got number 1 pick, then Kyle, and then I had 3rd pick. We've done 7 of these so far. Well, I mean, technically this is our 8th one, but in those 7, we all had 2 wins apiece until last year where Kyle got that 3rd win.
Woo!
He broke the 3-way tie, so it's 3-2-2 right now. Will he get his 4th? Could we tie it up, John? We will see. We will see. We're gonna go through all the films. Maybe if any of you guys saw any of these movies, we can discuss them as well. Or we can just talk about our thoughts and then kind of wrap up the summer before we get to the fall. Let's review the draft boards. Let's figure out who picked what to remind everyone what went down. Let's start off with John's draft board. He had the first pick. He went with Fantastic Four: First Steps. Then he had picks 6 and 7. He went with From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, and number 7, The Naked Gun. Then Kyle got pick number 2. He went with Superman, and then he got the middle picks here of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning at number 5, and then How to Train Your Dragon, number 8. All right, and then I got the turn, and then the final pick. I went with my 3rd, let's see, Jurassic World Rebirth. Then I had 4 with Lilo and Stitch, and then I ended the draft with 9 Thunderbolts, asterisks. All right. All right, so those were the teams. As we discuss these films, we'll look at the entire top 10 and maybe share some mini reviews of what we, haven't covered already this past summer, but discuss some of box office bombs. We'll look at everything here. But let's start off. Let's get the draft board out, or the ranker out. The best would be if you guys are listening to this to pull up the YouTube video. You could see all the numbers, you could see the ranker, you could see all the stuff going on here. We're gonna
Well,
start off. Oh,
I'm concerned that we are going down to 19 because
yeah,
that means that we did not
yeah.
have the time.
We'll
Don't
see.
don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Oh
We'll see.
no.
Last year, we had to go all the way to number 27,
Wow.
Borderlands.
Yeah,
Sorry,
well,
sorry. But are we going all the way to 19? I don't
I
know.
won't
I didn't just start at 20, but are we
I
going
won't
at
make that
19?
mistake twice. Don't worry.
Yes, yes, yes. Number 19, what is it? Oh, okay. No one had this
wow.
one. Karate Kid Legends. So maybe I'm just going all the way down and then maybe we have the top nine. Maybe we
Maybe.
do. Let's see. Number 18. Oh, too good to be true. Sorry. Sorry. The
You know,
Naked Gun.
you know what? I heard because I didn't see this, but I heard good things about this
Yeah.
movie.
It was really good. I
So-
enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it was the best movie I saw all summer. It was the only movie I saw all summer, but it was the best movie I saw all summer. It got some good laughs out of me. I think it's worth seeing.
Yeah.
You know, they manufactured that. How can you manufacture a relationship between Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson? They're like 70 years old. Why are we doing this?
It was such a weird news story. So yeah, like it seemed like oh they were dating at least on the promotional tour that they were dating. They fell in love on the Naked Gun here,
Mhm.
and then we find out it's fake. And then I think I saw like something Pamela, like Anderson was like that's like she denied it but also didn't deny it. It was like a very weird.
Yeah, it was like one
Wasn't
of
it
those
like
things where it's like they were kind of creating the commotion around it, and then to come out and be like, no, we weren't even dating. How silly of you to think that. And it's like, you were the ones that were kind of pushing this. What are we talking about here?
yeah, it was like she's like I would never do that, but like I did it. Like it was a very weird statement. I can't find the exact one, but it was just like yeah, it doesn't play games when it comes to love, but you also did. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, outside of that, yeah, I'm looking forward to this when it drops to streaming. And that's the thing. When it drops to streaming, because
Mhm.
yeah, it just was like one of those ones like, am I gonna go to the theater for this? It came out in that like August time slot where sometimes it's like is it there? But yeah, I heard really good things. I didn't have any data on this because it wasn't initially on my draft list. But that with that being said, I had Smurfs and Megan 2.0 on mine, and I don't think they're in the top 20 either. So like, who's to say? But yeah, I mean, at least it's not Borderlands number 27 with 15 million. So it's a
Yeah.
step up, John. But no,
I
yeah,
wonder what the
budget.
profit was on this.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I think like
I
I
gotta
saw.
imagine they made some kind of money from it.
I'm sure
I
they
would,
must
I would
have.
hope so. I mean, this again, Wikipedia, budget 42 million, box office 102. So that's the spoiler for
Okay.
I guess worldwide there.
Yeah.
But usually you have to at least double the budget and they did, so they at
All
least
right.
made probably a little bit and who knows if when it goes on to, you know, PVOD if that's going to get you something, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think for me, I was just worried. It's R-rated comedy from Lonely Island, which I love. I love Pop Star, but like you look at like the numbers on those, it's like Pop Star I think made like 9 million. Hot Rod, I
Yeah.
don't even have a number. It's like, and
Yeah,
that's
that
the
was kind
thing
of
where
rough.
it's like it's unfortunate, like because they actually made it sounds like a really funny movie to get the comedies back in the theaters, and I think it was a moderate success. I think
Mhm.
compared to um what people thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But all right. So there we go. We got one of John's here. When we're looking at this board, I think it's like when you look between the Naked Gun and Karate Kid Legends, it's like 100,000. Like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
it's very close.
Almost exactly a hundred
Yeah,
Almost,
thousand and
yeah.
$5.
yeah. But yeah, it's like just like a few people, like I guess the difference here. All right, where are we gonna go next? Let's go in the top 10 at least. What
Can
top
only,
10,
can only
please?
go up from here, right?
Oh, John.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no.
Ballerina. Right on the list there. Hey, at least you picked the right. You picked Naked Gun, and then I mean Ballerina, and then Naked Gun, and that's how the order went, money
So
wise.
this felt, I'm gonna say this movie felt very streaming service to me.
Hmm.
Like I feel like it could have been just a straight streaming type of movie.
Hmm.
I remember they were marketing the hell out of this
Yeah.
movie, and then it just like after it came out, I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Even like the title card, like I look at this and it feels like streaming service to
Mm,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like
yeah.
like a blockbuster summer movie.
Yeah, I think they've just rushed into this, like for doing this spin-off, and then I've heard there were so many like reshoots throughout, but also like at the very end to add in Keanu Reeves, to
Hmm.
get they changed the title to make sure from the world of John Wick to make sure you hear John Wick, and to try to
Yeah.
get that audience there because those movies do, they've been growing, the first one made almost what this one did, about 43 million, and then 92, 171, and then 187. So it's like I could see, this. I think initially I did have this on my list. I think it was a number 8 on my choices, but like I'm like, all right, even if it gets in between those numbers and gets like a 125, okay,
That was
not
my
bad for
hope.
like an eighth
Hmm.
or ninth pick, but
The anchor pick that would just like keep you in the running. That's what I was hoping
yeah,
for, but
yeah. Fortunately, it just didn't connect, and it kind of played a little bit like, what was it, Furiosa, like last year, where it was like, it was the spin-off with another main character in the world of Mad Max, but like I think that made like 67 million, and it's like that
Hmm.
R-rated kind of, I don't know, it adjacent film, and maybe it's like we like John Wick because of John Wick. We don't, you
yeah.
know,
Where Ducky's saying in the chats how they didn't quite have confidence in it that they added the John Wick to the
yeah,
title. It's like,
exactly, yeah, yeah. Well, sorry, John, but who knows?
well,
You still could have the number one.
I'm not gonna make
You
that
could have the
mistake
Top Gun
twice.
Maverick. Yeah. So let's see here. What do we got next? Where are we going? Ooh, all right.
Wow.
We're jumping ahead because yeah, we got a lot in the middle here. We can run through these. None of these films is what we picked, but we got 8 through 16. Some films there. Any of these films jump out to you, Kyle? Any of them like, oh, I saw that. Oh, I heard that was good, bad, ugly.
Well, I'm surprised the bad guys too, because the bad guys I think did okay. It's an animated
Yeah,
film. So I mean, I could have seen somebody taking it in the top nine because it's an animated
yeah,
film that had some. Obviously, it's a sequel to already an established product. I heard Weapons was very good.
yeah.
I've seen
It's
very
on my
good things
list.
about it. I think that really came out of nowhere, though. I don't think any of us would have picked that initially. I think it was a surprise hit.
That was on my
Um,
like honorable mention of like a film I'm going to want to see because it's
yeah,
from the director of Barbarian. I'm like, all right, this will be a good one to see, but it's like, oh, it's August. Like, yeah, this is not gonna connect. It'll be a 15 million, 20 million thing, but no, I mean it's really doing well, almost 150 million.
yeah. And I'm also surprised. The Conjuring is a really big franchise.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how popular that
yeah,
franchise really is. It makes a lot of money. And I'm also surprised to see F1 up there
yeah,
because I felt like with the marketing, because it was coming from Apple, right? That
yeah,
it's like, can I get this on
yeah.
Apple TV? Can I
hmm
see it right away? Or am I just going to wait for it to come out? I
Yeah, they
think it
played
was.
into the IMAX, so you got to see this on the big screen.
Yeah, yeah. So I've heard good things about it. I've heard some mixed reviews for it from other people. So I can't wait to check it out. But I'm surprised to see it made that much money. Yeah.
Yeah, for that one, I'll admit I was wrong because I think we talked about it at the end when after I
Hmm.
picked
Yep.
Thunderbolts. I was like, oh, why didn't you pick F1? I'm like, I just don't like see it as it being like Formula One being that popular in the US. I thought, oh, maybe like internationally could do really well. And then I also looked at like Brad Pitt movies, and I'm like, Brad Pitt
Yeah.
actually isn't actually a box office star. If you look at his last few, it's like Babylon 15, Ad Astra 50. It's like Bullet
Mm.
Train only made 100 million. Like, and it's like, okay, what's close to F1? That Gran Turismo movie, 2023, it made 44 million. So I was like, it just
I was
seemed too
thinking
risky.
Ford versus Ferrari as
Yeah,
another
Mm.
similar
Yeah.
one.
yeah, but yeah,
I think Formula One is more popular than you think. It's an
Yeah.
international,
It's
it's
Well,
a
that's the thing.
very
Like, it's
big
definitely like
thing.
international thing, and that's what I think stopped me from picking it. And like also all those the comps for racing movies and also Brad Pitt movies. It just like all those three things. I was like, too risky. I don't want to take it. And I'm admitting I was wrong. It's still obviously less than Thunderbolt, so I still I think made the right decision. For my ninth pick. But yeah, looking at the rest of that draft board, some other thoughts. It's like, just to run through like Elio, the Pixar movie, actually had the worst debut for a Pixar movie, like for opening weekend, 21 million. Made 72 million total. I
Mm,
really, really think we've talked about it the last 3 or 4 years. Disney Plus really screwed up, like with like launching those films
yeah.
day and date, and kind of got that like thing with the audience of like, yeah, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. I'll just wait
mm,
for Disney Plus. And unless it's like Toy Story 5, Inside Out 2, like it's not gonna. These
yeah,
original movies aren't working now in theaters for Pixar, and I think they kind of hurt themselves with that. But
yeah.
um,
Well, just looking at the list, so I gotta say that we've got the top seven, which is
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good. Um, Before we get to those though, I will say, John, not to like rub salt into the wound, but like
Oh, no, go for it.
we have a thing with like you could choose any film from, May 1st through the first day of fall and get those tallies.
Hmm.
And I know John or Kyle mentioned The Conjuring Last Rites. That was a September release, made 150 million. But even I think it's still the number one movie, I think, in America last two weekend. Demon Slayer, the Infinity Castle anime movie. Even that
Yeah.
made 104 million.
No,
That's
And it's one of
wild.
those things where it's like none of us had that on our radar. None of us would probably have picked that because you would have thought, okay, it's like, is it
yeah.
going to be top 12? I don't think so, and here it is.
Yeah.
Same with like, yeah, Conjuring, like that just came out a few weeks ago. There's always like one, like I think like obviously like Beetlejuice I think was a contender
Mm.
last year coming in
Mm,
September,
My
but it's
biggest
risky.
issue, half of these things I've never heard of. I have no idea what Elio is. It's a huge
Yeah,
Pixar movie. Not a clue.
yeah,
I have ad block everywhere. I don't see
yeah,
ads. I don't know what's coming out. So it's me like, I got a week to go through the list and see what every movie is, and it just doesn't work out for me. But it's all right.
well, I think that says more about Disney's problem than it does anything with you, because it's like
yeah,
if you're not seeing that something that they want to market and they want it to be the next thing,
yeah,
Well, I'm purposely blocking a lot of ads. So that's, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't have TV where they just roll ads every 15, 20
Yeah.
minutes. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So a lot of that stuff I just don't
Yeah.
have on
but
my
it's like
radar.
if you have Hulu, it's like they got you with Hulu, or it's like if you
Mm.
watch Jeopardy every week they have a synergy thing, of
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like. But all right, yeah, let's look at the top seven here. All right, so let's see. Ooh, I got my first. I got my first here. I got Thunderbolts. 190
I think
million.
that's pretty good.
I think it's pretty
I
good.
I don't know. I didn't see it that high. I was thinking maybe 150.
Yeah,
But I know I'd still Marvel, so I'm not surprised, but
yeah.
I
My
know I
guess was
was a little
175, so it did better than my guess. And again, for the last pick, not bad, especially, we're in the top seven here, so for
Just
pick
mm,
worried
number
about
nine.
the Marvel, like, the reign of Marvel blockbusters is like done. And like, I don't
Yeah,
think people
yeah.
know where these shows are going to shake out. Is it going to shake out, where, at 200? Is it going to shake
yeah,
out at 600? Is it going to shake out at 150? Like,
Yeah.
we just like, there's
yeah.
no way of knowing.
Yeah, it's really mixed right now, and we'll get to it a little bit more with Marvel's
Mm.
issue, maybe a little bit later on. But I thought this would have a little bit more of a runway before Mission Impossible, came out later in May. But Sinners actually, I think, was still just like killing it at the box office when this came
Hmm.
out. Like when this movie started playing, it was like the weekend, or it was the weekend before Thunderbolts. It was the second weekend of Sinners, and I saw it had a 6% drop. That's
Wow.
insane.
That's
Because
nothing.
normally it's like 40 to 50%
Yeah.
drops per weekend. 6%. So I think
Hmm.
that was like one of those things that got like people were still in sinners mode. They were not thinking like, oh, May 1st, that's the start of the summer movie season. Like I think it's starting to be a little bit later and later. Like we saw it last year with like the Fall Guy being the first one. It's like no,
Hmm.
it's like it might be like later and later now than we've been thinking of like the start of summer
Yeah.
movies.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just think like I was, again, it was the last pick for me, but it was like I always felt like this was like just such like the B team. I love Florence Pugh, obviously, but like this group is not household names, and it kind of gave off like a Suicide Squad comparison, and it's like we've seen
We
two of
know how
those
that was
movies
did.
already of like, oh, here are the bad guys, the rebels that are and
Polka Dot Man.
yeah, but I don't know. I just think like you can't do this anymore. Like, because even like the original Guardians was, always over
Hmm.
300 million,
Yeah.
and that was like, you got like a talking raccoon in a tree. It's like, like that day of Marvel is gone. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to do that
Mm.
anymore. And, um,
I just think the style is overdone now.
yeah,
You can't just copy paste. We've gotten too used to what Marvel looks like. It's similar storytelling, and I think people are just getting tired of it, and they've been trying to jam it down our throats. It's like, what are you going to do differently with?
yeah,
I think they should focus more on the main franchises, and if you want to put this stuff on Disney Plus, go for it. But that's where the true fans will be. Get them
yeah.
on Disney Plus because I mean, listen,
You,
it
yeah,
still made 190 million, but I just don't think that the big money is there for
yeah.
these
Well,
types of movies.
and the issue is you can't spend two, three, 400 million on these anymore.
No.
Like it's one thing to do that for whatever, the Doomsday Endgame movies, but you
Hmm.
can't do it on like Thunderbolts or Captain America 4. It's like you gotta do like you gotta rein in these budgets a little bit here because you can't expect $1 billion every time now. So your
Yeah.
300 million that you were spending, oh yeah, we'll make a profit after 600 million. It's like that's not guaranteed anymore. And yeah, I think yeah, well,
Where's the innovation?
yeah.
As like
Yeah.
you were saying
Mm.
before, it's just copy paste. It's like,
Yeah. And then that's what like, this will tease a little bit for when we talk about it later with Fantastic Four is like that's why I was like, ooh, like the production design, this retro futuristic thing, it looks different.
mhm.
This seems cool. And then I just hear like the actual plot is like, yep, same old light beam in the sky. Like it's just it's like again, like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but all right. Let's now go back to the board here. What is number 6? All right. Here
Hey.
we go. We got one for Kyle. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It made about 7 million more than Thunderbolts 197.
And that was my second pick, right?
That was your second pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to remember how this compares to the other Mission
Yeah.
Impossible. This seems like right in line with the other ones, yeah?
Yeah, so it's about that. And yeah, I got the numbers here. It did make more than the part one of the Reckoning or whatever we were calling
Mm,
it. 172 was what that one made. It didn't hit the franchise high of Fallout, which was 220. So,
mm,
but it's right in that middle spot. And I think if I remember our conversation, that was kind of where I figured. And I remember we'll get to when I had to make the decision between Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. And I remember getting a lot of heat from you guys, from some people, the Good, Bad, and Watchable guys, some friends, even my wife, of like, you didn't pick Mission Impossible? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, these films, like, I enjoy them, I love them, but like, they're only the
yeah,
170, 200. It's not
yeah,
Top Gun Maverick. Sure, that made
yeah.
718 domestic.
Yeah.
It's not hitting that. So that's where I was like, okay, it's a good pick. I had a guess of like 180. So it was about, just under what it came in
Mm-mm.
at. But like, I
I
just,
think
yeah,
I think what I was going for with this was that it's the final reckoning. Is like, is this the last time we're gonna see Tom Cruise do something crazy in this Mission Impossible series? Thought maybe it would get a little bit more, but I think 200, about 200 is not too
yeah.
bad.
No, yeah, it's very good. Especially, yeah, again, compared to the part one of The Reckoning. And it is the series' best opening weekend for them. Um, but yeah, like I think we don't account for budgets and stuff, but if we actually like looked at like the budget and versus what this one made, I think the budget it's something crazy. It's like 400 million, like because of all the
Oh my
reshoots and like the COVID
gosh.
and like I think they shot some of this with part one, but then they came back. There was so much going on that it's like I don't know if they actually made money on this. Like who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll say it was, but like it's, and I've yet to see it. It's just the timing this year
Yeah.
is a little tough, but it's on my list. I'm excited to see it. I really tried, but I just yeah.
Yeah.
But
Same. I still have to see it. I still have to see it. I don't know. I'm hoping it comes to streaming soon.
yeah. Yep. We'll watch it how he intended, right there
Yep.
on our iPhones on a plane or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right, let's go here. Top five. What do we got? All right.
Uh-oh.
Kyle's other pick, How to Train Your Dragon.
Uh-oh.
It was the eighth overall pick. Made 262 million.
Okay.
It's a good jump from
Yeah.
I
Yeah, so
know,
we're
but
in
I'm
another
worried
tier
Dave's
now.
got three. Yeah, Dave's got three
Well, no,
films and
well, I
we're
got two. I got two.
Oh,
two.
okay.
You got
Two
one.
films.
John
Yeah.
has one, and I have two.
Okay, so Dave's got two films that are, I don't know. This could be
This might be tighter than you think.
close. Yeah, I mean, the How to Train Your Dragon series, if the animated series seems to make a bunch of money, so I figured this would probably make a bunch of money. And I think I mentioned it on the pod when we did this, is like, I don't know who was asking for this movie, but I
somebody.
heard it was good, but it's just like, why? Why are
I
we
heard it was
doing
like
this?
literally like a shot for shot. Like,
Yeah, I
it's like The
know. It's
Lion King
like,
again. And
why are we doing this? I don't get it.
yeah. I'm looking at my notes from when we did it in April. I'm not sure why I had this as low as I did. Like I had it around like my guess of 175, like number six on my draft board, but like I went all in on, Lilo and Stitch, and that's basically the
Hmm.
same idea. It's like we're selling nostalgia, and but maybe I don't know. It's like it did make more than the original trilogy, but then again, this doesn't account for inflation and stuff. Like the highest one in that was 217 million. So, but I don't know. I couldn't remember if like this was gonna be one of those Peacock ones where it's like, yeah, it's in theaters for Universal for 45 days, and then it's on
Yeah.
Peacock. Like, so
Mhm.
that I think that worried me. Um, but I think they already greenlit the other two movies to make them live action, so you'll have
What
other
I don't
chances
get
to pick
about
them.
what I don't get about the live action is like, yeah, sure, we have the guy that's live action, but you're gonna have to CGI this giant dragon anyways. It's not like I'm
And the
riding a real dragon. What are we
background and the
talking about?
sky
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
I'm sure they was filmed in a green screen like room or like that volume like they use for
Mm.
Mandalorian. Like it's just like, yeah, okay, the guy's real, but every single thing else is
Yeah.
not. Like,
It's so silly. It's so, so
yeah,
silly.
a duct
yeah,
tape dragon head that he's petting and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's working for people. I just like
Yeah.
it's like The Lion King, like the new one, where it's like, yeah, this was like maybe cool to see as like a trailer, but then like you actually like watch it and it's like just so lifeless. Yeah, like
Hmm.
because it was still animated, it wasn't real lions. But like I'm watching it, and it's like at least the old like they could smile and they could cry but like this was just like stone face, and it's just like,
Yeah.
well, whatever. Yeah, it looks realistic, but like also there's no emotion anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but. All right, so let's just do a quick recap real quick here. Let's see. There's been two films for Kyle. He has picks five and six.
Hmm.
Then I had number seven, and then John had 17 and 18. So John, you're really hoping for like maybe a one or a two. I'm hoping, I still got two films and there's only four spots left, so I'm looking
Yeah.
pretty hopeful. But let's see, what's number four? Oh, okay. Fantastic Four, John's
Wow.
last.
yeah.
Fittingly at number four for the summer. Fantastic Four first steps. 273 million domestic. Just a little bit ahead of How to Train Your Dragon.
I think it maths out where Kyle already beat me with his two movies.
I think so.
I
Sorry,
think so
John.
too.
Um,
Oh well.
yeah, man, this was a huge question mark, I think, for the
Yeah.
box office as well as for
100%.
Marvel because and I don't think they're happy with it.
No.
Like their big bad Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr., I think is like the Fantastic Four's arch nemesis. Boyle could fact check me on that, but like it's like I think they were really trying to set something up here, a new franchise, and I don't know. I
Like, how many times have they tried to make Fantastic Four a thing?
This is the
And it just
third time,
has,
fourth time.
I think
yeah,
it's
it's
technically the
just,
fourth time, I think.
it's, to me, it's collapsed every single time.
Yeah.
Like, I, I don't know if it seems like a great idea, but it has not reached expectations
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
And they try and rebrand it and then it doesn't work. I just don't know.
Yeah. I said it earlier. I really like them trying to pivot and do something different with, the retro futuristic Jetsons feel.
Hmm.
I give them credit on that. It's not that, just like contemporary, oh, we're in, New York City, but no, it's actually whatever they call that in Avengers World, not Gotham, but whatever the
Yeah.
Marvel version of that is. And it's
Mm.
just like, at least they're trying something different. And it did do better than those previous Fantastic Four films. 2005 made 154. The 2015 one made like, ballerina numbers with 56 million. So like it's definitely better than that, but I really think like Marvel wanted so much more out of this, and I
Hmm.
think they're worried. I mean, outside of Deadpool, Wolverine, it's been a rough phase for the MCU. Just
Hmm.
running through some numbers here, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, 214 million. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, pretty good, 358. But then the Marvels, 84 million. Captain America Brave New World this year with 200 million. Thunderbolts this year with 197. It's like we're getting in that like 2 to
Hmm.
300 range. And that was like, you know,
Well,
2 or 3 weekends for, these films.
they were marketing the crap out of this movie, so I can't imagine just the budget in that alone uh has gotta impact things as well.
Yeah, like I looked this up. It made less than the original Iron Man. I mean, again, these are not, I didn't do the inflation numbers, but the original Iron Man, and I'm sure that was made for a lot less than
Yeah.
this one.
Hmm.
And that's the thing where I'm like, again, I don't have the budget in front of me, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at like a 200 some budget, whatever, 100 million marketing.
Yeah.
This it doesn't compute. And I think I saw I had like a 66% drop in weekend number two.
Whoa.
And I mean, put things in perspective, like again, we talked about Sinners, the anomaly, but like Superman had a 53. So it's like already Superman is not on the list so far. Superman, was the superhero of the summer, not the
Hmm.
Fantastic Four, and Marvel would not like that.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, yeah, we'll have to see where Marvel goes. I think is Doomsday the next one? I think that might be the next MCU movie coming whenever that comes. Um, but I'm seeing
I
if I could
just
pull
don't
that up
think
real
these
quick.
I don't think these Marvel movies
Yeah.
really move the meter that much anymore.
Mm,
I think people are like, okay, I guess it's another one coming out because
yeah.
there's so many of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's like you got these three that are like filming. These are the next ones scheduled to come out. These are not going to keep to these dates probably if they're still filming them. But like Spider-Man Brand New Day is the next one for next summer, July 31st. And then we got Avengers Doomsday at the end of the year, in December of 26, and then Secret Wars the end of 27. That's all that's listed. So it's like we're going from like 4 or 5 Marvel films a year to maybe one or two, you know. Yeah, it's a weird time. But all right, top three. Let's go here. All right, I got two. Kyle's got one. Where are we going? Okay. Jurassic World
It's crazy
Rebirth.
how much this thing makes,
I'm
dude.
telling
It's
you, man, you
insane.
never doubt the dinosaurs. You never doubt them. My guess was like 300 million. This was my number one pick. I mean, it was third overall in the draft. The third one here, it's 339 million. Sure, it's the smallest of the world franchise, lower than 376 for the Dominion film that came out a few years ago. But no matter the Rotten Tomato score, no matter the how long you wait, it's like these films just make money.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
crazy.
I think that they should have probably waited a little bit more. Like 2015's Jurassic World with Chris Pratt waited 14 years in between and it made like so much more money. But like, it's like here it's like, oh, it's been 3 years since Dominion. And I think like the bad taste of Dominion, because it was quite bad, that like, oh, we're doing this again. And that
Mm.
maybe deferred a few people, but clearly not enough because they still came for it. But yeah, I was hoping like when I initially picked this, I didn't know this fact, and this maybe would have kept me out of it a little bit. But there's actually this didn't have like the large format screens, didn't have IMAX. So I think it's pretty
Wow,
crazy that it made,
that much money.
that made that much money because the way it was released, it was I think the week before was F1, the week after was Superman or something like that, and they had the IMAX screens. So it's like they just didn't get them. There
Wild.
there wasn't enough room for everybody, and yeah, I think I hoped a little bit more with the creative team behind it. Yeah, Gareth Edwards, he did the well-received Godzilla, Rogue One, but also Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali. I was like, all right,
Mm.
like we got some talent in front of and behind the camera. But then you see the reviews, it's like, oh, it's Jurassic World again. It's just like, here we go again.
Well, it is
Um,
the rebirth.
yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's like, yeah, it's Jurassic Park for three, then it was Jurassic World for three, and now we're sticking with the Jurassic World, the rebirth. We're not doing Jurassic Universe or Jurassic whatever's next solar system, but yeah. They really need a movie. I don't even know what this movie's about, but they really need a movie where it's like everything works out. Like
They all
the park is
coexist peacefully.
like the park is running smoothly. It's going really well. Like because it's kind of getting a little like, well, let me guess, these dinosaurs are gonna get
Yeah,
out and kill some people. Like,
Spin it into like a comedy series, like The Office
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's just like a normal day. The dinosaurs are walking
It's
around,
like
no
a
big deal.
petting, just a petting zoo,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Why not? Um, all right, here it is, Kyle. There's two films on the list. We both have one each.
All
What,
right.
what do you think? What do you think?
I'm thinking mine is top dog.
You think yours is top dog? You think Superman's top dog?
Over, I can't even remember what your other pick was.
Oh,
Oh, Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, maybe. I still think Superman.
all right, John, reveal. Oh,
No!
the number two pick overall is the number two
Oh,
film of the summer was
man.
Superman 354, just a little bit ahead
Damn.
of Rebirth. This was the question mark of the summer, though. This, I think, really was
Yeah.
the question mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did okay. I think I was hoping for it to do a little bit better. What was it around? I wanted it more,
354.
yeah, closer to 400 probably. But I think we were trying to get a gauge on James Gunn and what
Mhm.
his, you know, uh, the DC universe, what that was going to look like. Um, I don't know what the reviews were like on this,
I
but
think they were pretty good. I think,
yeah,
yeah, I think people liked it.
yeah, but
Um,
I was definitely hoping for more money than that.
yeah. And I'm wondering how Warner Brothers feels about it. I feel like they had a lot riding on this. Their
Mm,
entire refresh of their entire universe was on this. The marketing for this was insane. Like I
yeah,
think I got really worried. I'm like, man, they are marketing the hell out of this. This was everywhere. Those people were everywhere. Every tie-in that you could think of. And like, I'm not even sure if they made their investment back, to be honest. Like, I think I saw a production budget was like 225, marketing at least over 125. Got 375 million total in just that. You got to make double 750, and it made 615 worldwide. So I don't know. I'm not, know all the numbers, but like, I don't know if it actually broke even. I think James Gunn would go on Twitter and tell me I'm wrong. You know the numbers, I don't, but like, I don't know. I think this was I was getting worried with this one and of how high it could fly here. But it was also tricky. It was in a rough spot. It was right between the Jurassic, right before Fantastic Four. So I think that's why I didn't pick it because I was like, all right, which one's going to be the superhero film of the summer? Is it Fantastic Four, tried and true MCU? Is it Superman who, oh, here we go again, rebooting it? And
Yeah.
clearly, Superman won the summer, but yeah,
I'm just I'm curious in the long term, I feel like there's so much superhero fatigue that
yeah,
James Gunn is trying to revamp the DC universe. And I like the DC universe characters and all that, but it just feels like that whole ecosystem is crumbling. And I
yeah,
don't know. I feel bad because he was brought to bring change to that. And I think it's just going to be more of the same disappointment for that
yeah,
uh, type of universe that he's trying to create. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Looking at the next two they have, I don't think they're that strong. I think people online, and maybe I'm in the wrong subreddits, are saying I'm completely wrong and that they're going to do great. Like I think the next one is Supergirl. It's
Mm,
yeah, it was I don't even know the relationship niece of Superman. I don't know how it works, but like that's coming out in June of next year. I don't know if that has the same cachet as like
yeah.
Superman,
Yeah.
like it's Batman. Like then the next one is in September of 2026 is Clayface. I never heard of Clayface before. So it's
Oh
like,
God.
okay, maybe, but it's just like,
Oh God.
you know, it's I guess a body horror film. This is Google AI, so I don't know. Body horror film scripted by Mike Flanagan, follows the shape-shifting villain and is set in the mainline DCU universe, distinct from the universe of the Batman. So like, maybe it's not in the universe. That's another thing. There's too many universes because this is not in the universe of the Batman with Robert Pattinson. It's a different Batman. Like just pick a lane.
I know.
But whatever. All right. All right, let me bask in. I mean, we still don't know the final total here, but like, all
But
right,
for sure, yeah, I think you've won because,
all right,
yeah,
okay, we'll see. Okay, number one movie, Lilo and Stitch,
yeah.
423 million.
With the fourth pick.
Yeah, and I think I was playing it back. I was listening back to try to get a good quote, and I couldn't find one. But like, you know, it was like first round of the draft. I get my back-to-back picks. John had my number two with Fantastic Four. Kyle got my number five with Superman, and I got my number one with Jurassic World Rebirth. And I'm like, where do I go? It's like the choice is either Mission or Lilo and Stitch. And I remember, like you guys, I think were surprised with Lilo and Stitch because I think
Oh yeah.
when Kyle had the next pick, he's like, I'm clearly going Mission Impossible, and I
Yeah.
was kind of like, oh man, you guys are poo-pooing my pick. I got, like I said, all the top people online. It's like, man, you made the wrong choice. Why didn't you pick Mission? Mission's gonna dominate. Mission's gonna win. And I'm like, I got a feeling about Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I had just a feeling like
There was a
you
lot
know,
of nostalgia around
it
it.
was the
Mhm.
nostalgia, and I was like, it was never my Disney film growing up. It was like just I think like when we got too old for it, like I'm of course like more Aladdin, uh, Little Mermaid, that
Yeah.
Lion King era.
Mm,
But yeah, I'm like, if I get lucky and if this plays similar to Inside Out 2, yeah, it didn't hit those numbers, obviously. That was 652. But I'm like, could it, give me that 400 and, for a fourth pick? And it won the summer. And it came out Memorial Day weekend with Mission Impossible. That was the other thing. It's like, oh, these two films are going to go at it. Will Mission get all the IMAX screens, which it did? I'm like, is that going to hurt me? It's not going to have the big format screens. And overall, though, Memorial Day weekend, not only did Lilo and Mission, break like all the records, but Lilo actually broke the Memorial Day opening weekend record, overtaking Tom Cruise Top Gun Maverick. He was the last one to
wow.
hold the title, but this and Mission fueled the biggest Memorial Day weekend in history
Wow.
compared to last year with Furiosa and Garfield led the holiday's worst showing in 3 decades. So
Oh my
it's been
God.
flipped.
Yeah.
We always talk about it where it's like, oh, Memorial Day weekend might not be that good, and then it's like, oh, Top Gun, and then Furiosa,
Not
and
that
then
good.
Lilo.
Oh,
It's like
it's
back and forth,
back.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Um, One stat I saw that was also funny. This was not the first time that Stitch faced off against Tom Cruise. Back in 2002, Minority Report just beat Lilo and Stitch, the original, in the
Wow.
opening weekend. But this time around, Stitch got his revenge. He came for Mission Impossible. He
But
did it.
then Stitch would have been original It would have been, and Minority Report seems like a weird one to beat it, but
yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's actually the only film this year to cross 1 billion worldwide.
wow.
Minecraft is just shy of that, and yeah, it's just, I was hoping it would do good. Like obviously we're not, Lion King, Inside Out 2 numbers, but like if you look at the other live action films that they've done, like all right, Mufasa Lion King made 221, Little Mermaid last year on the same weekend made about 300, Aladdin 355, and I'm like, okay, like can I get over those? Like that was my goal, is to get
Mm,
Aladdin numbers or higher, and 423, I'll take it.
yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I'm taking it all in because I got a lot of people were like, you made the dumbest decision. And I feel like I got a little bit from you guys too. It's like, how could you not pick Mission? I
No, I
knew
think
I knew
Lilo and
Lilo
Stitch
was
was a
Stitch was
good
there.
was a good
Yeah,
choice.
let me play the clip back. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's look at the final numbers here. Let's look at the final numbers for domestic. Okay, so domestic
Wow.
totals. All right, John, unfortunately, third place, 384 million. Kyle, second place, 814 million. And then, yes, I had 953 million. Just shy of 1 billion. Just shy.
Wow.
If only I could have gotten that ballerina as well for a fourth pick. I could have got my billion. But here's the thing, guys. We were not just competing against ourselves. We were also competing against some AI. Let's look at Google chatbots, Gemini's picks. They got to make 3 picks against all the summer films. So that was already a little unfair.
Yeah.
Gemini gets to pick everything. He's like, all right. They picked last. We'll give them 3. And they Gemini picked Superman, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and Lilo and Stitch. So 2 of Kyle's films, 1 of mine. How did Gemini do against us? Yeah, Gemini beat us. Oh man.
Oh my God. They're gonna take all of our jobs.
Just barely. Gemini got 975 million compared to mine 953 million. So yeah, I mean, they got 1, 2, and what?
5.
6 or 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 6. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, 1, 2, and 6. So all right, all right. I mean, no one was gonna get, I don't think, Superman and Lilo. So
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Let's look at just the worldwide numbers just for fun. Um, we added in the worldwide here. Looks
Wow.
like oh, sorry, John. You didn't get into the 3 commas
Not in the
club.
billion club.
Yeah, sorry.
Mm.
If we add in the worldwide, John has 759 million, or yeah, 759 million. Kyle has 1.8 billion. Oh, and then I beat Gemini by a little bit here. Gemini has
Wow.
2.2 billion 250 million, and I have 2.285 billion. So take that, Gemini.
Wow.
Who's the
Not
winner now?
today.
Not
Not
today.
today, Gemini.
Not today. Yeah, because I mean, get it. You look at the Jurassic World Rebirth, and that's what helped me get over Gemini's total. 866 worldwide because it made 526. Like it made, I think, is that the most outside of Lilo and Stitch? That has the
Yeah.
most for international. Wow. All right. But all right. I want to look at the draft board one more time just to kind of see like what was like the steal of the draft, maybe the worst, the best picks, that kind of stuff. I think I think
Well, I
looking
think
at this, I mean Lilo is obviously number one
yeah.
of the summer with the 4th pick, but I think, How to Train Your Dragon, to get that for your 8th pick and for it to be number 5, that's pretty good. Especially
Yeah.
because I think the top 5 is in like its own little club.
Tier, yeah.
Yeah, being over that 200 million club.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean for us to all get, we got the top 7. Um, I think that's pretty good. Hey, John, come on. It's okay. You've
I
won
think
2
it's
of
funny.
these.
I think it's funny. I mean, I'm just surprised at how you saying the Labor Day flip flops or whatever, and how much I flip flop with having like the worst movies, and then oh yeah, Top Gun, and then oh yeah, World of Warcraft or
So
whatever.
that just means
Like,
that just means next year you're going to dominate and win.
I got it if I want to stay
Yeah,
tied with you guys.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I guess that's the thing here. So, um, John has 2 wins and Kyle and I have 3. So we'll have to see
Yep.
how it goes next year if one of us can
If
get the
movies will
fourth.
still be a thing next
That's
year.
true. That's true. One last thing I also want to talk about is the poll curse, because there is a poll curse I've been seeing here. We've done a poll on Instagram, for the listeners to decide who has the best draft board. And there's been 3 years of polling, and our listeners have pretty much been wrong 3 years in a row. The first year, I got 0 votes, and I won the draft. Last year, I led the polls. Kyle barely got any votes. He wins the draft. And then this year, Kyle led the polls with 42%, and I was right behind with 33%. But then I ended up winning. So I think that's the
Yep.
curse now. If
The
just
curse.
those extra few votes for you, Kyle, helped me not get cursed and win the draft.
Yep.
You're the people's champion, but I am the box
Yes,
office
the
champion.
people's champion. It's like getting a People's Choice Award.
Exactly like that. But all right, that is it for the summer. Any final thoughts? And we'll do some quick checks if not. But any
I
other
just think the
thoughts?
box office is a sad state of affairs,
Yeah,
man.
it really is, because like this I think is one of the lowest ones forever. I mean, to only have one film this entire year hit 1 billion, you know, 423 being the top film. Like again, Top Gun was making what, 600 million. I think Inside Out last year made something
Yeah.
crazy, 652 million. Like, we're
Yeah.
we're down. We're down. All right. Well, here's here's the superhero that will save us. It's John's first quick check. To talk about it, let's play a little jingle. We're gonna do 2 rounds of quick checks here. And we're gonna start off with John. This might be the next superhero franchise. I mean,
Yeah.
Paramount Plus wants this person to be.
Yeah. Well, it's Dexter Resurrection is the first one that we're looking at.
Yeah.
This is the story after Dexter. What was the other one? Not Rebirth.
New Blood.
New Blood, correct? Which was the sequel to Dexter. And they're really taking this, cheese and stretching it as much as they can, man. That being said, I watched the whole season, so I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I enjoyed it a lot more than New Blood. It felt much more Dexter roots than New Blood did. And it was dancing a funky line of Dexter's being Dexter, like he's publicly using his name. He's not hiding behind, some other name, and there's discussion of the Bay Harbor Butcher and like, oh yeah, it was Dokes, but is it really? Like, people are trying to look into that and stuff, and I don't know. I think overall I enjoyed it. Did you guys watch any of it?
Yeah. So I finished it as well.
Okay. And Kyle, you didn't?
No, I don't think
No.
you're a Dexter.
I'm not a Dexter guy. Yeah.
It's understandable.
I mean, I shouldn't be. I keep getting wronged and I keep coming on back.
My biggest takeaway from this is I think I would have enjoyed it better if the penultimate episode was the finale of the season.
Interesting.
You know what you know what?
Yeah, I know what happens in that, but and that's it. That's how it ends. Because there's going to be a
him
season
getting locked in the vault.
Yeah.
So like that, I think would have been a great place to end it. I thought that was the end.
Then you would have to wait, or
you would have to wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you want more? I mean,
I didn't realize there was another episode. I thought that was the end of the season when I watched it. I was like, oh, that ended pretty cool. And then there was another episode. Like, oh, okay. And that last episode was all right, but like, it wrapped up a little too neatly for me to be like, oh yeah, that was cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, But
So Kyle, this season, it's after events of New Blood, and like Dexter. I don't think it's a spoiler, but because it's Resurrections in the title, Dexter like dies at the end of New Blood. Like it's a
he gets gunshot
wound. Like
he gets shot in the heart.
But they did whatever they could, bend it over backwards to it was because it was cold and the way he hit it, his body froze and whatever. Like okay, sure, but he heads down to New York City to look for where Harrison, his son, see what's going on. and he's being pursued by Captain Batista from, the original series. He thinks he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, he is, but he's pulled into like this web of like this billionaire played by Peter Dinklage, who's like obsessed with serial killers, who does like a
Mm.
dinner party with serial killers. Um, so the whole show, I mean, it shouldn't work, and like he died, but it's fun seeing him in New York City and the
Mm.
callbacks and cameos to tie it into Miami Metro a bit more, which we didn't really have too much in New Blood. And I thought the cast, was fun, like all the serial killers, but also like Uma Thurman, Peter Dinklage was the billionaire. Like,
I will say
yeah,
what I hated the most was Keeping Alive, and how that was in like every
Mhm.
episode
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the other pair of cops. Like, why are we doing this? It
yeah,
just felt so like forced. But yeah, it was cool seeing some cameos
yeah.
and callbacks and all that. And
Yeah, and the little shrine room of all the killers and all the
Mhm.
props and stuff. So like that was fun, little, Easter eggs for us. And it was a fun show. It wasn't a show I would like say, "Oh, you got to watch all of Dexter to get caught up to watch it." But hey, if you watch Dexter and you're still with it, give it a shot. And I think yeah, it's like it's fun. It's
I,
not reinventing anything.
I would almost say if you watch Dexter but haven't seen New Blood, you could just read a quick synopsis of New
Yeah.
Blood and just go on to this and
Yeah.
not even like bother, because they
Father,
give you a good
yeah.
recap in this show about it,
Yeah.
and they explain like almost over explain what happened
And they have
and
to
how
negate a lot of it. Yeah.
yeah, and how they was like backtracked on a bunch. So yeah, I think you could skip New Blood and go right to this if you really were a huge Dexter fan and weren't upset with the seasons 5 and beyond
Yeah.
of the original.
Mm. All right. So that was Dexter Resurrection. Kyle, what do you have?
So I think my first one was Alien Earth. Yeah.
Yes.
So this was created by Noah Hawley, who's of Fargo fame, the series Fargo, and I think he did Legion as well,
Yes.
right? So we've got Timothy Oliphant, Babu Cisse. We've got Alex Lothar, which I think might have been in Legion, but he was definitely in Black Mirror. So this is set in the Alien universe, but very early on. So I think before like a lot of the Alien movies, and maybe even before when Prometheus is. And the major thing is like there's 5 corporations that rule the entire world, and the one of the corporate entities is run by this guy named Boy Cavalier, who is uh in this alien universe. There's cyborgs, which are half human, half machine. There's synthetics, which are fully machine made entities, but they look like humans. And then there's hybrids, which are synthetics, but with a human consciousness applied to them. And Boy Cavalier, this crazy guy, has basically is trying to create these hybrids so that he can sell them retail, but he used them and he calls them the Lost Boys because of Peter Pan.
Mm.
But basically, the show revolves around these kids that he's made hybrids uh in this alien universe world, and it's like the kids realizing, I guess, toward the end, the reality of their powers, because despite them being hybrids and having like crazy AI intelligence, they're still limited because they're children and don't realize their full aspect of their powers, which to me was a whole thing throughout the series, because I'm like, if they have this capacity, they would not still be acting like children. It just was weird to me. So I think the early episodes, very invested, cool, kind of earth building or world building. We're not just talking about aliens. We've got this mix. Timothy Oliphant plays the synthetic.
Mm.
Babu Cisse plays the cyborg. Them going back and forth is some of the coolest stuff in the show. And then it absolutely
No.
sinks at the towards the end of the series. Um, because it's just like you've got the worst scientists of all time running what's supposed to be heavily protected areas. It's like it doesn't make any sense what's
So,
happening toward the end.
so they got the Jurassic World people running the
Yeah,
place. Yeah.
yeah, it was just like you're questioning all of these reasons for why these people are doing these things that doesn't make any sense. And toward the even in the finale, there's just something silly towards the end, and I'm like, it really ruined it for
Yeah.
me. But um, I do think the world building. I think the stuff with, like I said, Babu Cisse, Timothy Oliphant is really really cool, but a lot left to be desired. Which is unfortunate because I had high hopes early on. I was telling you guys to watch it. So
And we waited, and it sounds like a good call for us, John.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, but
But it's just interesting that Noah Hawley's in this world of Alien, and it really wasn't much about Alien at all.
I think that's what he likes to do. I feel like Legion wasn't really about like the comic of Legion.
Yeah.
Like it might start off that way. Same with like Fargo. It's like, yeah, the first season was probably the closest to Fargo. And it's like, hey, we're just gonna do Coen Brothers type stuff, and then even further out from that. And
Well,
but
the other thing
yeah,
is like he's in this alien universe, but I think he's gonna run up to a problem of stuff that's happening can't have happened because the other movies have said
oh
like,
yeah,
oh, aliens haven't been found yet until this time. So we're on an island in this movie, and
it's just another universe. It's Batman,
yeah,
the Batman Superman universe stuff we were talking
yeah,
about.
it's just
Yeah,
like he's gonna run up against that if there's a new season, you
yeah.
know. So.
Well, speaking of cinematic universes, I guess. My next quick check is about, well, it's called The Paper, and it's about The Office, pretty much. It's the documentary crew from The Office seeks a new subject and lands on the struggling Toledo Truth Teller, a historic Midwestern newspaper. The show follows its staff, including Domhnall Gleeson, who plays Ned, Oscar Nunez, who returns from The Office as Oscar Martinez, as they try to revive the paper amid a modern media challenge. I'd say I've watched maybe half the season so far that's dropped on Peacock. I think it's fine. I think, the basic storylines, you could probably see the punchlines coming a mile away. There's like a one at one point, like one of the characters, Mayor, is helping our main character, Ned, with a dating profile. And it's like, well, surprise, when he gets a hit, she's kind of off guard and maybe a little jealous. It's like, yeah, you kind of saw that coming. Like they're really building up this, like, I don't know, Jim and Pam, will they, won't they? I feel
Mm,
like between the two of
mm.
them. And maybe it's because we're so used to like these 22 episode seasons and 4 seasons of will they, won't they? It's like, man, we're doing this in episode 3, huh? Like we're getting right to it. Like
Yeah.
the attention span, we're zipping through. And it was hard not watching some of these episodes and saying, oh, that's Kevin. Oh, that's a Dwight story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that character, that's Creed and Stanley just combined. And that's like the issue I have sometimes with it, where it's just like I wish almost like they didn't call it The Paper, or made it in the world of The Office. It could have been, I think, its own mockumentary, its own thing. Like, and to me, it actually feels a bit more like Parks and Rec than The Office.
Mhm.
Office felt very like mundane, claustrophobic. You're in that building, but this has like them pairing off, going into the real world, meeting new folks. Has a bit more of like the Bad News Bears like improvement story of like, like Office felt like I feel like you could jump in, jump out, not really much of an arc. But I feel like, it's like this is how you do a paper. This is journalism. This is like, and it felt more of like an arc that they would have on parks. Like, we're going to build a park this season. We're going to run for Senate this season, or whatever those, or mayor those seasons were. And it just also feels like in The Office, I feel like they would reference the cameras a bit more. Here, I feel like the people in the real world, when they're out and about, hardly ever notice. I feel like the cameras and filming going on, which is a very like Modern Family,
Mm.
Parks and Rec thing. It's like
Mhm.
thing versus I feel like on The Office, they were constantly like, "What's this? Like, why is there a camera crew
Yeah.
behind you?" But I don't know. They're having some fun with Oscar like returning, and that's some fun stuff here and there with like they call him like a conference room meeting, and he kind of just like looks from the outside and he's like, "No, I'm good, I'm good," and walks away because he knows what he's getting himself into. But there's a part where it's like it doesn't make sense to me where he was like trying to like ruin the documentary, like making footage unusable, and he's just like swearing. And that's a funny thing. They're bleeping it out. But in like the very same episode, like because they're on Peacock, there was an unbleeped F-bomb, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, the joke doesn't work at the end there because
Yeah.
it's on Peacock and you just said the F-bomb. So I don't care if
Mm-hmm.
you bleep out, damn. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
it's a big deal. But I'm curious to see how season 2 will do. First seasons of these are always so hard, especially streaming ones, because they're made such like in a vacuum and dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Office and Parks and Rec had some of the notorious really bad first seasons, and then they retooled season 2s and they got really good. So I'm curious about it. I think it's fine if you need something in the background, making dinner, whatever, but I don't think it's not a laugh riot, at least
Yeah.
not yet.
The Office is... Okay,
no, go ahead, John.
I was gonna say The Office has become the background for so many people now, where they don't even watch it. They have to have it on just to hear it. Like, so I don't think they're trying to target that, but it seems like that's where it's kind of fallen in. But I kind of agree. Where like I watched the first episode and was like, all right, I see what they're doing. Let me let it mature a bit before I decide if it's worth catching up and viewing it religiously.
Yeah, there are moments I like about it, but a lot of times I feel like it's almost trying too hard, and I'm like, is it because I can see what they're trying to do based on like characters that have been created for The Office or Parks and Rec in the past? But I liked her in The White Lotus, but
It doesn't
that
work here.
character does not work. Does not
Yeah.
the Italian? The Italian woman. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but the
Esmeralda,
character does not work for me. Uh, and I think they think they're hitting a home run with her because they show her a lot and they give her a lot of screen time. It's not her, the
yeah,
character in general. Just
yeah.
doesn't work for me.
No, yeah, I hear you. And we'll see if they retool it because I mean, season 1 Michael Scott was a different Michael Scott than we got
Yeah.
in 2 and 3 and so on. But all right, we're gonna do a quicker round, one more round here of quick checks. John, what do you got?
All right, next one is Gen V. There's been 4 episodes so far. I watched all 4. I'm enjoying it. It's very much in the same vein of last season of Gen V. Lots of gore, lots of, they're delving deeper into the mystery of what the college is hiding and all that. They're leaning super hard into the Make America Super Again kind of stuff, and that's the part that is the weakest to me. But I am enjoying the development of the story and seeing what people are up to, and a lot of tie-ins to even more tie-ins than last season of The Boys and all that, and I can kind of see where they're shaping it up to kind of almost bring them both to a point maybe for the last season of The Boys. But we'll see where.
I was gonna say that's one of my questions. Where is this in the timeline of things? Like, is this like after the events of season 4 of The Boys, but before the new season of The Boys? Okay.
Yep.
So it's like right in the middle.
It's present in our timeline where it's between the 2 seasons. Yeah. As far as I could tell, I mean, they reference the end of the last season of The Boys and what they had to do for certain things and all that. So it's definitely after that. Assuming they're not going to do it after the next season of The Boys that hasn't aired. So
yeah, see, this is the issue because I will say like, as I like The Boys as much as like this is starting to feel like that Marvel thing of like this is this season and this is in between here and then this spinoff goes here and then it's like this is what The Boys makes fun of. It's becoming like homework of like watch season 1 of this and then season 3 of this and then season 2 of this. Like,
I mean, so far the way The Boys is shaped up, you can kind of just pretend it's like, oh, more soups we haven't heard about for the finale of the last season, but it makes more sense when you watch this. So I don't think it's required for The Boys so far, but I think it really, you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice if you don't. Just because it's enjoyable in the same vein of the shock value and the fighting and all that, but B, you get a little bit of deeper idea of what the characters are up to. So, but yeah, nice. I think if you liked last season of Gen V, you'll like this one. So check it out if you are inclined.
Cool. All right, Kyle, what do you got?
All right, so I've got the Black Rabbit, excuse me, on Netflix. We got Jude Law, Jason Bateman. I believe Jason Bateman created this, yes?
I'm not sure he's a creator, but he's at least the director of the first 2, and I'm sure a producer. Yeah.
So, this is just about two brothers who are kind of getting mixed up with some mob type characters. One is trying to make Jude Law's character is trying to make their way in like the restaurant tour business, kind of doing like a spotted pig in New York City kind of situation. And then Jason Bateman is like this broke down brother. He's been beaten down. He's kind of a shisty character. Um, what I will say, I've only seen maybe half the episode so far, maybe a little bit more than half. All I can see is Jason Bateman and Jude Law, especially Jason Bateman's character. Like his delivery is very similar to like Ozark, so I can see why he would have taken on this role because it's very different than what he's done in the past. But I really can only see him. Um, I feel like this series has too many plates spinning.
Yeah.
We're like in the mob, but then we're also trying to run a restaurant, and now we're getting caught up in Me Too stuff. It's just I feel like it has too much going on, and this could have been a really good series if it focused down one lane. But I think they feel like they need to bring in this extra stuff of like they're caught up in the mob, the mafia, and it's this thriller aspect lingering in the background when it could be something better
Mm.
if it focused in one area, if that makes sense, without getting too much into the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still interested. The production design is good. Cinematography is fine. Um, so I'm still gonna finish it, but yeah, I would say watch it, see what you think, and go from there.
Yeah, I'm about half two, and I agree with you. Yeah, it's hard not to see Jude Law and Jason Bateman, and I also think like the comparisons to Ozark are like, I mean, they're doing it to themselves. I mean, even the opening with the instead of having the four symbols of what we're going to see in the episode, they have like four or five things that morph
Yeah.
inside the Black Rabbit's eye, and it's like okay, like you're setting it up just like an Ozark episode, and
Mm,
so you already have that there. The color palette, you're doing something with that. It's like you're trying to make this like Ozark Part Two, but set in New York City, or maybe it's just a mini series. Maybe if it does well, it'll be more. I don't know, but yeah, there's points where it's like, you know, it's just there's stuff that's like it feels a little obvious at points. Like I don't want to get too far down this because it's a little bit of a spoiler, but like there's something that happens in the first episode, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure one of the characters, maybe both the characters are working together on it, and it just
yeah.
seems like that was supposed to be their big like reveal throughout the season. Like, oh, he's also bad. This guy you thought was good, he's the bad one too. And like,
But
I feel like I feel like the trope of like the opening. I'm trying to
yeah,
be as so surface level as I can, but the trope in the beginning of like this big crazy opening. Oh my God, all this stuff is happening, and then it's like 1 month earlier. And it's just like,
yeah,
oh my God, just start the story like at the
yeah.
opening. Like,
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's a cliche at this point, and
yeah,
but they've done it. They do it through several
yeah,
episodes. It's
yeah,
it's our attention spans are so lost that they're like, here, watch this, and then okay, now we'll go back and explain it. It's like just
yeah,
let's do the story. Come on.
yeah. But all right. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, 8 episodes, Netflix, all at once. You
Yeah,
put them on when you can. But
yeah.
one show I'm really into, I think of like if I'm comparing Black Rabbit and Task, just because they're both dramas happening at the same time, I would choose Task. It's set in the working class suburbs of Philly. You got an FBI agent played by Mark Ruffalo leading a task force to end a string of violent robberies, crimes carried out by seemingly ordinary garbage men. But you're discovering how all this is intertwined, crime, guilt, desperation. You see the family struggling. There's a missing boy throughout the whole thing. There's a lot going on with this. There's possibly a mole on the task force in the dark hearts. Like there's a lot going on. We could go
Hmm.
through it all, but for me, like every episode has something that keeps me on the edge of my seat. Obviously the initial robbery in episode one, but there was a in episode two this shocking moment. I'm gonna spoil it.
I didn't watch
You
the
know.
second episode. Go
Oh, you
ahead.
haven't seen it? Okay, take it out. But like, there's a moment with the kid that they're trying to bring back to the the family all of a
Mhm.
sudden back in the car after she tries to leave him at the
Yeah.
supermarket. That was a big
Yeah.
whoa moment. And then in
Mm.
episode 3, it's like them catching the paroled man and his wife in the fight and the pursuit and knocking Mark Ruffalo down the stairs. There's always like a scene that's like, oh yeah, we'll bring John back in. But yeah, I
Mm.
think there's just something that he keeps you going and keeps you guessing. And I'm curious because um I think the central theme that they or story that they set up in episode 1 may be wrapped up earlier than you
Yeah.
think. So it's like, where's the second half of the season going?
Well, and I think that's the beauty of this show is
Yeah,
it's big on its characters. Like there is
yeah,
this thriller aspect of it, edge of your seat component, but all the characters feel real and like lived in, and the performances are good for all the characters that it just brings it's such a well-rounded show,
yeah,
and we're seeing the behind the scenes in Mark Ruffalo's life that's adding even more to his character, which is influencing what's happening on the task force.
yeah,
And then you're seeing the behind the scenes of the guys that are doing the illegal stuff, and you're seeing there's a backstory there too, and it's influencing their decisions. So it's a very well thought out show and well
yeah.
written.
And to compare the acting from Jason Bateman, where it's like, oh, we just see Jason Bateman. There's moments in Task where I'm like, yeah, I know that's Mark Ruffalo, but then there'd be like, he's really, like, the way he walks just reminds me of,
Mm.
this type of character. Like he's really going all in on it, and you kind of blends together. And I don't see that. I don't see the Hulk. It's a different person. So. Yeah, it's done by the Mayor of Easttown folks, so I'm hoping for a nice ending as well. I thought Mayor of Easttown was a well-rounded show, so definitely watching this week to week. But yeah,
Mm. Yeah, very good. It's one of
all
the
right.
best of the year, probably.
Yeah, I think of all the quick checks of the ones I have seen, I would recommend Task the most.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, guys, that is it. We are done. I know we went over, but hey, we've been off for a bit. We'll probably be off again for another month or so. We'll see. But when we come back, maybe near the end of October, because we got some other HBO Max, whatever we're calling it these days, series. We got Tim Robinson's The Chair Company. Oh boy. And then we have Welcome to Derry, the It series on HBO. So we got something little scary, little worrisome for the October spooky season.
Ooh.
All right, but you can find episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, doreduncy.com, twitch.tv/doreduncy. Today we're on the Gearomatic channel, so make sure you might as well subscribe to both, or subscribe's not the right word. I'm
Follow,
sorry,
yeah.
follow the both channels to make sure
you
you
can
never miss
subscribe
episode.
if you want to pay
Yeah.
some money.
Yeah, exactly. Do that for Gearomatic. And then yeah, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Dual Redundancy. I gotta thank both of you guys for I know your lives are very crazy, busy right now. I appreciate you taking a Friday night to talk for almost an hour and a half with me.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we're off for a bit. We take these extended hiatuses now. So all
Yep.
right.
Oh, good.
All right. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
I'm Joe Berwick.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And I also want to make sure I thank John Berwick for getting this episode up on iTunes and Apple Podcasts and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Until next time, goodbye, everybody.